I'm not even sure where to really get started when it comes to Captain Toonhead versus the punks from outer space. Maybe some backstory? I first heard about this game when I went to the kinda sad PAX West. However, there were 2 VR companies there and TerraVision Games was one of them. I tried to level up the game there and really enjoyed the humor, cartoony style, and had really been craving some good tower defense in VR, so I was looking forward to seeing this game progress further. Eventually, I got sent the piñata, which was full of game-related merch as well as a code to be able to try the game out either for Quest or Steam. Which, by the way, I swear in no way has influenced my review of this game, although as you can see, the pig has currently taken permanent residence in my studio. Hi, my name's AtomBombBody. I create tutorials on how to be able to live stream and record VR, but I also occasionally cover games, tech, and equipment, and in today's video, I'm going to give you an overview of Captain Toonhead versus the punks from outer space. Also, don't forget I'm raising funds all month long for the nonprofit Stack Up, which supports active and veteran military through the power of video games and more. I have a donate button in the description below, and thank you very, very much in advance. Now, on with the game. To start, for reference, my playthrough was on the Quest 2. In this game, you play as Captain Toonhead, janitor who is part of the World Treaty for Freedom Squad, or WTF for short. Due to a very avoidable accident, you find yourself as the sole surviving member who must continue on with the mission to save Earth. The goal of each level is to defend the inner cubes, little cubes of power that the main villain has been stealing to power his Earth Radicator 1000. Enemies come in waves and from different starting points depending on the complexity of the map. To defend them, you have a few different weapons in your arsenal. First, you have your turrets, Toonrits, which come in different flavors. Some cause explosive AoE damage, some freeze enemies, some are your basic ranged targeters. There's a variety of Toonrits at your disposal that you can choose from. There are predetermined spots to place your Toonrits, you cannot just free place. However, once your Toonrit is placed, you can use it as a vantage point to get closer to the action, either via ground view or from above, meaning you can get up close and into the action from multiple perspectives very quickly if you take advantage of moving around. Once you build up enough power, you can also control the Toonret itself by riding it, and I will say it is an absolute joy to cause so much chaos with the Piñata Toonret. Toonrits are built according to the amount of gears you have, which you can pick up by destroying enemies, but also by starting waves early for an extra bonus. Toonrets aren't your only line of defense though. You also have 2 blasters that you can use to keep the enemies at bay faster. Eventually you will also arm yourself with your grandma's chanclas, which can be used to stun enemies, smack off armor, bombs, and turbojets that they may be wearing. Using your trusty hammers and depending on upgrades that you've unlocked, you can also level up your Toonrits by zooming over to them and hitting them with your hammer. This allows them to shoot more often and deal more damage. The Toonrits, hammers, blasters, chanclas, and more can be upgraded of course. End score is determined by how many inner cubes you saved at the end of each mission as well as how many extra gears you've had. Then you can use those inner cubes to make improvements like more damage and faster shooting for your blasters, faster leveling and quicker refresh rates for ride times for your Toonrits, to more effective chanclas that can smack stuff off enemies in fewer hits. As much as I love the flexibility and being able to control the battlefield by switching from Toonrit to Toonrit, if I had too many out, sometimes I would accidentally select the wrong one at a critical moment. Jumping to a Toonrit requires pointing to it and using the thumbstick, but from a distance, sometimes the wrong one would accidentally be selected in the heat of the moment. There's also no rotational movement, so whatever direction the turret's facing, that's the direction you will be facing. In VR, it's not as horrible as you can physically turn your body, but it would have been nice to see some rotation for those who prefer to play seated. Otherwise, you have to crane your body at potentially awkward angles to shoot at enemies. Speaking of enemies, you will face a few different enemy types, such as the normal ground goons, faster running ground goons, and flying types. Occasionally, you will also run into mini-bosses which can take a lot more damage, so you're going to want to stop them way before they have a chance to get even close to the inner cubes. Each of these types can have modifiers. Sometimes they will have shields your Toonrit cannot penetrate, so you'll need to shoot the weak spot on them to disable it. Sometimes they'll be armored, sometimes they'll carry bombs, which can instantly destroy an inner cube. The variety of enemy types and different flavors they can come in makes the battles unpredictable and hectic at times, which forces you to keep moving at all times so you can stay ahead of the battle. If you've ever played Orcs Must Die, the flat screen game, you'll probably like Captain Toonhead because they are very similar in their sense of humor and cartoony style graphics. I found the voice acting in this game also to be particularly good, and the story got a little deeper than I expected it would be, and with a good message behind it. It should be noted that while the Steam is coming out on Steam, along with PlayStation VR and for the Quest, It currently does not have index support upon release, but the team has mentioned that it is a very high priority for them and that they are working on adding it as soon as possible. Captain Toonhead does tower defense right. A core mechanic has to be the ability to upgrade, and the game does that very well in every aspect of combat that you can imagine. It's also refreshing to see a more comical take on tower defense games. I feel like a lot of the VR tower defense games we've seen recently are like sci-fi themed, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is nice to see something different. Just play the damn game already, it's a blast. Captain Toonhead will be available November 11th for PC VR, Quest, and PlayStation VR headsets. I'll post all the store links you may need in the description below. As always, keep on creating and never lose that drive to improve. I'll see you on the next one.